Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's pop-up training about instant commissions. My name is Mark Krebs. For those of you who don't know me or who are watching the recording, I am a gold qualified consultant with Team Sunset, which is part of Team Empire. It's great to have you all here today. So the goal of today's training is really twofold. Number one, I am here to teach you guys, especially the new agents, about how the commissions payouts work in terms of when you're going to get paid from our suppliers. Because I know that new agents have a lot of questions about that. Okay. And then the second and main focus of the training is how can you make instant commissions right off the bat from your clients? Okay. And making that instant money is really, really important to the bottom line of your business. Because remember, we are all entrepreneurs here. We're running our own businesses here. And so, as you're going to see when I talk about when it comes to the actual traditional commissions, you're going to find out that these instant commissions are really, really important for us to be looking at and earning from our clients right off the bat. So the first thing I want to talk about, like I said, is the commission payout timeline from our suppliers. Now, who here remembers, and Mary Ellen, I know you know this, but for those of you who are new, who remembers what you were told about when suppliers, so like Vax or Viator or Disney, pays out your commission? At what point in time do they pay out your commission?
When they come back from your sorry, hi. I'm Sharon. When they return back from their trip, I
Do you
believe.
remember the timeline after they return from their trip?
30 days.
A month?
Uh, Approximately, yes. It's the timeline that we always say is 30 to 60 days after. Okay. So, Amy, you pretty much got it right there in that middle, 45 to 60 days. Okay. Now, there are some exceptions to this rule, and I'm going to explain those exceptions. Cruises are the main exception to that rule. So if it's a land supplier like Vax, like Expedia Tap, like Delta Vacations, like Viator, Project Expedition, anybody like that, 30 to 60 days is the general rule of thumb. Okay. But if you have a cruise for individuals, okay, this is individuals that I'm talking about, not groups. And I'll get into groups here in a minute. And I don't want you guys to really focus on groups right now because you're new, with the exception of myself and Mary Ellen. But this could come in handy in 6 months or a year once you guys get more comfortable. But for individual cruise bookings, in most cases, depending on the cruise line, you are going to receive your commissions before the cruise has actually sailed. Okay, let me say that again. In most cases, you will receive your commissions before the cruise has actually sailed. And usually that is 2 to 3 months before that cruise actually sails. And the reason for that is because at 120 days to 90 days, depending on the cruise line, and most of the time it's 120 days, your clients are in a non-refundable period with the cruise line. So if they cancel at 119 days or less, they forfeited their entire cruise fare. Unless they have insurance through a third party, and I'm going to get to that in a minute, because there are ways that they can get around it. Your commission can be protected, et cetera, et cetera. But so again, in most cases, at 119 days and beyond, up to 0 days before the cruise, your cruise commission is protected. It will be sent to Archer, usually within 2 weeks of that date, and then it will be paid out in the next pay cycle on the 15th or last business day of the month. Okay. Now, in terms of group cruises, so when you guys went through the informational meeting, we talked about that Royal Caribbean group of 8 or more cabins, specifically 8. And you were going to earn that $5,600 after the 20% back to Archer. Okay. That $5,600 is going to come back to you after the cruise has been taken. Okay. And the reason for that is because all the accounting has to take place, because it's not just the cruise fare that has to be accounted for. There are things called guest amenity points or group amenity points or fun points in the case of Carnival, where you may be able to add extra commission on top of what you're already getting per stateroom that has to be accounted for by the cruise line. Okay. You may also have bonus commission coming to you from CLIA or through a CLIA bonus commission voucher. So another great reason to get a CLIA membership or our Cruise Line International Association membership if you're in the US. For Joshua, Florencia, I'm not sure if you can in Mexico. I'd have to double check on that or check with Astrid. But I believe you can, because you can get a North American membership. I think it's a possibility. Double check with Astrid or the office tomorrow. And just as an FYI, our membership, it'll say $139 to get your individual membership, but it is not $139. It is only $89 for the year. Yep, we get a $50 discount. Sharon, I see your face. I'm not going to go into it right now. I will go into it after we get off of this call, but I will go into CLIA afterwards, after the recording's off. Okay. But there are bonus commissions that we can make once a year for every single CLIA affiliated cruise line, which is pretty much every single cruise line in the world. So they can range from $25 up to $100 extra. So, I mean, every little dollar counts. Royal Caribbean, you sell a suite, boom, extra $100 in your pocket. You've just paid for your CLIA membership for the year. Okay. So, but that's with group cruises. So anything group related is going to be paid after the trip, obviously. But group cruises especially will be paid after the trip because of the extra accounting that has to happen. Okay. Does anybody have any questions regarding that? And please feel free to unmute yourselves and interrupt me at any point in time that you guys have questions. All right. The other exception to the rule is our travel insurance provider, Tin Leg. Okay. Tin Leg. Only insurance provider I will go with. Period. Point blank. Simple. Reason being, it covers everything. Flights, pre-night hotel. It will cover the all-inclusive resort. It will cover Tin Leg. TINLEG. I'll put it in the chat. They're in your travel cafe to get signed up. Very simple process. You just have to email our administrator, Eli, at the office. She'll get you set up. You will be set up within like 2 days. But let's say you're doing a cruise. Okay, you've got a client going on a cruise. We all know, and we all preach, all of us older agents preach to our younger agents, get your clients into the port the day before, especially during the winter, especially if you're from the Midwest. Mary Ellen knows this as well as I do. She's from Missouri. I'm from South Dakota, you guys. Okay? Weather here is awful in the winter. Well, actually, I'm looking at a clear sky and 25 degrees right now, but it's beautiful. But anyway, that's beside the point. You get your clients to the cruise port no matter what season you're in the day before. So, Tin Leg Insurance is going to cover the flights, the pre-night hotel, the cruise itself, the post-night hotel if they decide to take it, stay an extra day in the port city, and then the flights home. Ha. Okay. If you were to just get the cruise line insurance, say you were going with Royal Caribbean, it doesn't cover all that. It only covers the cruise. Okay. Plus, you do not get paid commission on that insurance sale. Okay. You sell a 10-leg policy, and there are 3 different companies that they work with: Star Insurance, Spinnaker, and Berkshire Hathaway. And all 3 of them are owned by Berkshire Hathaway. They go from A- to A++ rated. Okay. We also make 18% commission on the policies that we sell with them. 18%. 18% on those policies. It was 16%. It just jumped 2%. That's not the best part. You are going to get paid 45 to 60 days after you sell the policy. So pretty much a month and a half to 2 months after. Usually it's within 45 days. Okay? 45 to 60 days after you sell the policy is a good rule of thumb. And that's from somebody who has sold a lot. Well, after you sell the policy, I mean, they've paid for it, Mary Ellen. That's what I mean.
So do they have different levels of like A, B, and C?
Oh, yes. Your clients are going to have their choice between, in the lowest number I've seen, choices of plans, 3, highest is 9. Depending on what they're doing, where they're going, ages. It's called dynamic pricing. So
Wait, 9 what?
It's called dynamic pricing.
Okay.
So it's going to be based off of age and trip cost. But Tin Leg is amazing. I use it for myself for our convention trip this year to Hawaii, plus the extra 5 days I'm staying. It's only running me about $125, $130 for my own personal policy.
So they have like different plans for different stuff.
Yeah, they're different levels.
Covers everything, huh?
Yeah, they're different levels depending on what you're going to do. If you're going to go out and do something extreme adventurous like cliff diving, you're going to get the adventure policy.
No, so like what about like personal stuff? Like your cell phone, if that gets stolen or lost, you
Usually covers stuff like that, yeah. But again, you've also got your homeowner's policy that usually covers stuff on
yeah, I
theft as
know.
well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it covers stuff like that. Usually covers everything. Pretty much
Medical.
everything. You just have to look over the policy itself.
Okay.
So, but that is the third way in the world of traditional commissions that we get paid earlier than the trip, or the second way, I should say. Yes, and Mary Ellen's right. You can get a yearly policy if you travel a lot through like Alliance or someone like that. However, Archer does not recognize them as the preferred provider, so we do not get paid commission for it unless it's directly through Alliance, which I am not sure of. But Tin Leg does not have a yearly policy. But I go with Tin Leg. Plus, whenever you sell a Tin Leg policy, every other month, Archer is holding a raffle for a $250 giftogram. So basically a $250 gift card of your choice. Plus they give away like two $50 shop.archertravel.com credits as well. Every other month they do it. I've won it a couple of times. My gold agent and I, we sold $44,000 in policies on one government group trip, I think. We won top dog that month. So does anybody have any question about traditional commissions before we get into the real fun stuff now? All right, everybody ready for the fun stuff? All right, here we go. Instant commissions, guys. Instant commissions are exactly what they sound like. Instant money. Okay? This is being paid directly to you by the client. Money that will go straight into your pocket, 100% profit, straight to you. Examples: airline ticketing fees, research fees, service fees, change fees, etc., etc. That is just the start. I'm going to show you guys something right now before we get into that about what I do when it comes to service fees. Now, this is the first way that I make instant commission. So I'm pulling up a PDF here of mine. I'm going to share my screen here. And I'll be more than happy to drop this PDF into the chat for you guys. Or I can send it to you guys as a Word document as well. Okay, can everybody see? Somebody, you guys can't, you should be able to see my screen. Okay, it popped up now. Okay, cool. This is my service fee structure. Okay, this is how I make instant commissions right off the bat for my client within the first half an hour, 45 minutes of talking to them. Okay? It's this initial research fee. $25 for a domestic trip, $50 for international. If it's a Disney vacation, $50. Or if they want me to do research for a group of over 10 people, then it's $150. Okay, and I've been playing with these numbers and these prices for over a year. If a client wants me to quote a destination wedding or honeymoon, it's $250. If they want me to do both of them, it's $500 up front. If they only want me to do airfare, I charge $25 per person as an airline ticketing fee for domestic trips. So anywhere in the 50 states, I include Alaska and Hawaii in the 50, 75 per person for international trips. Now you may ask why the $50 price jump. Reason for that is because the international trips take longer to look at, guys. Because there are a lot of factors that you have to look at when it comes to international trips, including layover times, either on the way there, on the way back, or both. Because if you're, think about it this way, if you're connecting in your destination country on the way there, you have to allow time to get through customs in that major international airport first before your client can connect on to their final destination flight. See what I'm saying? And you want to find flights at least bare minimum 2.5 hours, bare minimum, to allow them time to get through customs and everything. Me, my goal is 3.5 hours, okay? Or longer. Same thing on the way back. If they're coming back through, then bare minimum is 2.5 hours, but I tend to go longer, especially when you start to learn about what are the slower, faster airports to get through, or the tricks of the trade. Also known as the Mobile Passport Control App, or MPC. Mary Ellen, can you put that in? Mobile Passport Control through Customs and Border Protection. Thank you. So you can see why it takes longer. I can book a domestic flight in 15 minutes flat. International tickets takes me an hour, 2 hours maybe to research and book the flights for my client once they give me the approval. Any changes after the trip has been booked, I charge my clients $100. If they come to me multiple times, so say they come to me 6 times in 14 days to make 6 different changes, I'm charging them $100 each time, because that is causing me to take time out of my day, and I value my time. Okay? I value my time. And so I have to go and do all this research, this new research, contact suppliers, make these changes. So I'm charging the client whatever the change fee is from the supplier. So whatever that amount is, plus $100 to me every single time. Now, if they give me multiple changes at once, I'm okay with that. I'll do one flat change fee. But they keep saying, nah, we want to do something else. No, we want to do something else. That's just annoying, and I charge them for the annoyance. It's basically what I think. Yes, Tiffany. Okay. And then what this is, this booking service fee. This is where I make my real money in my instant commissions, other than Evo Plus. I am upfront and honest with my clients about my service fees. But no matter what kind of a trip it is, I charge my clients upfront at time of booking 10% of the cost of the entire trip. So if it's a $9,500 trip, I'm charging my client $950 right up front. The reason for that, guy, again, is because if this trip is not scheduled until sometime in 2027, I'm not getting paid until 2027, my commissions. I've got to make something up front. Okay? That's why I do this. I have to charge something up front in order for me to run my business. And I would say 99.3% of my clients understand that. And they see it as professional. That research fee that I charge also shows people that you are professional. Okay? It shows folks that you are serious about what you do. Completely and honestly serious about what you do.
So when would you like bring, okay, so let's say someone hit me up on my website or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Said, oh, I was looking at this Disney vacation, right? And so they said, oh yeah, well, I would be happy to help you, the blase blase. And before I do that, this is what I would send them.
I tell my clients verbally first.
Okay.
I will tell them verbally that I do charge service fees.
Okay.
And I ask them and I explain to them what I say I do charge a research fee for this, and then I also charge a 10% booking service fee as well.
Okay.
Will this be okay?
Okay. Okay.
I get the verbal yes or no, because that's also how I weed out the lookers from the bookers.
Okay.
People who want my advice for free. So, and this right here that I have highlighted in blue right now, this is key. You've got to put this disclaimer in there if you do something like this, like what I did, and you can steal what I have. That's no problem. But you've got to make sure that you put the verbiage in there stating that it is separate from the cost of their trip and that the fees are non-refundable. I've gotten into trouble with that once. I refunded the person's money. I had no problem doing that. She made us think about it, but I got it refunded. So I had one chargeback on my Square account, and Square wouldn't help me fight it, so I went away from them. So, but you've got to make sure that everything looks good. And I've had an attorney look this over already, so I've had a friend of mine look this all over.
Wait, so you don't use Square?
Not anymore, no.
So who do you use?
Stripe, same
Okay.
concept.
Yeah.
But their fees are just a touch lower. Just by 0.2 of a percentage point. It's nothing major. So, but I'm able to integrate Stripe into my website, my personal website. So just makes it easier to keep it all under one. So, but this is how I make, honestly, a lot of my instant commission right here, guys, is through these service fees plus my booking fees. Now, I'll tell you a quick story. I was contacted by somebody via text yesterday who was looking for help with a San Diego trip for him, his wife, and his 9-year-old. And he had been doing the research on his own. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here so I can quit looking away from you guys. Him, his wife, and his own, and their 9-year-old child. But I had a 35-minute consultation conference with him, phone call with him yesterday. Told him I'd get him out 3 quotes, told him that I had the research fee. He gladly paid it. And I do take other forms of payment, Venmo and PayPal as well. He Venmo'd me the money, no problem. And this one was simple. But the key was that I got his budget. And so that made things a little bit more difficult. But in order to gain the client too, I also gave him a 5% discount on my service fee. So I'm only charging him a 5% service fee because I realized how frustrated he was with the whole planning process because he had not traveled very much. So I wanted to make it as smooth and easy for him. So yeah. And so Florencia, to answer your question, I always send them this because it also contains my terms and conditions. And a couple of other forms. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the PDF and the Word document into the chat for you guys. So you can use it. So feel free. There you go, guys. You can just download those out of the chat. Mrs. Newton, that is a great question. What if somebody comes to you already and had already gotten a quote package from someone else before coming to me? That actually happened yesterday with this same client. Well, he actually came to me wanting me to try to hit the budget he was looking for because everything he was seeing was $2,700. And I did a little bit of pre-research based on what he had given me, the information he had given me in the initial text message. And I was coming up anywhere between 3,000 and 3,800. So he gave me his budget, and I'm going to talk to you guys more about this when we get into Evo Plus, because it's actually going to lead right into Evo Plus, which is a beautiful thing because I use Evo Plus a lot for a la carte packages. And if you guys don't know what the word a la carte means, or the phrase a la carte means in travel, it means building a package individually with individual parts. So, but does anybody have any questions about the service fee portion of instant commissions? So that is just one way that you can make instant commissions, guys. Just one way. And you can charge them through Square. You can charge them through PayPal. You can charge them through Cash App. You can charge them through Venmo. Now, if you're going to use Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo, get a business account. Okay? Business accounts. You can use Square, you can use Stripe also. So 5 different ways you can take payments. Yes, Natalie, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Right. So I'm pretty new at this. And I just was curious if you still recommend doing service fees while I'm
Okay, Natalie, you were breaking up there a bit. Did you put your question into the chat since you were breaking up?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
I'm sorry, I'm in a coffee shop.
I get it.
I was just wondering, I'm like 2 months in on and doing this, and I just was curious if you still recommended like doing the service fees and like the booking and the research fees and all that, if I'm still just trying to build my business and get clients like to begin with.
At this point, I would say no. Focus on building your business. Make sure your steps of success are all done and your business is on good, solid footing. Focus on your marketing to build your business. Make sure your social media marketing is good. Make sure your in-person marketing is good. At the end of this training, I will put my YouTube page into the chat for everybody so that you guys can go and check out my other training videos. I do a lot of off social media marketing trainings as well that you guys are going to want to check out. Because it's not just social media marketing that you want to focus on. You need to focus off of social media as well. So face to face, getting out there, handing out your business cards, posting flyers, different places like in public places, coffee shops, exactly where you are, grocery stores, doctors, dentist offices, hair salons, nail salons, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Okay. I'm so sorry. I
no, you're good.
I didn't hear whether you said that you thought it was still worth it or not. The
At
main
this point,
question.
no.
Okay.
I would be focusing on. Have you had any quote requests yet?
Yes, I'm currently working on a baby moon quote,
Ooh.
as well as an all-inclusive resort quote for Mexico for up to 10 people.
Ooh.
Um, plus like some like hotel and rental car situations. So those I'm not really worried about. It's mainly the baby moon and like the all-inclusive resorts
How
that I'm
solid are those
questioning
two?
about.
How solid are those two? Do you know the people or are they random? Are they just are they random people that found you, or do you know the folks who are wanting that all-inclusive resort and baby moon?
Ridiculous.
Natalie.
Okay. I came in the bathroom.
Okay,
I could not hear anything.
that's understandable. I just wanted to. I just asked. Do you know the clients for both the all-inclusive and the baby moon, or are they just random folks that contacted you for the quotes?
No, I know all of these people.
Then you're good. You don't need to. You don't need to charge a service fee at that point for them. It's really the folks that you don't know where you should be charging those service fees, and that's where you're going to weed out the lookers from the bookers.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so you're good there.
Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry. This is
No. That's what this training's
a
all about.
mess.
All right. Any other questions about that part of instant commissions, guys? All righty. So let's go on to the next section of it, and that is Evo Plus. Okay. How many of you have explored Evo Plus so far? And you guys can just unmute yourselves and say yes, me, whoever, and whatever, while I log back into the back office. Do-do-do.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was using Eva Plus to put together a trip for my dad and his brother to go to spring training in Florida for the Cardinals.
Okay, I forgive you. At least you didn't say the Royals.
I live north of Kansas City, but
I know you do. That's why
I come from St. Louis. I come from St. Louis. My husband is from Chiefs and Royals country, but I come from St. Louis, so
I know. I just have to
I'm a Cardinals fan.
I have to bust your chops a little bit, Mary Ellen. Come on now. Okay. So it looks like everybody's played with it a little bit. Tiffany, you and I need to get together about this anyway. So Florencia really has, Amy has, Mary
It's been a
Ellen.
minute.
Mary Ellen has. Joshua has a little bit. Tom has played with it a little bit. Yeah, Tom, I think, didn't you ask us a question in our team chat about it a few days ago? If I remember that right.
Probably, but that was a few days ago, and my memory's not very good.
Yeah, neither is mine right now. And Rosalind, you've explored it a little bit. All right. Yay, I love teaching Evo Plus. Yeah, I'm right there with Tommy Joe, guys, when it comes to teaching Evo Plus, because I love showing new agents how to make money with this. Okay, so here we go. And this is my favorite part of my new agent orientation to teach. Evo Plus. I'm going to turn off my video, sorry, because this will hopefully speed up Evo Plus. You cannot find this with any other host agency. This is proprietary to us and us alone. Okay? I have worked for 3 other host agencies. Something I didn't mention earlier when I did my introduction. I have been in this industry nearly 12 years. I have been in the travel and hospitality industry for over 20. I started out with United Airlines, guys. Okay, that gave me a lot of perspective. Having worked as a all-around gopher, basically working every single position you can at a regional airport, which meant counter, bags, gate, on the ramp, marshaling planes in, every single weather condition you can. I had to help when Denver shut down back in, when was it? 2004, due to a blizzard for 3 days. I was on the front lines of that, rerouting people for 5 days on 2 different airlines. Okay, I know how it is. And then I have worked in hotels. I've worked pretty much every position you can imagine in hotels as well. But I love travel. That is why I do this. I fired my boss almost 6 years ago. And I love saying that I fired my boss. So, and thank you, Mary Ellen, for answering that question. So, I'm going to show you guys something here. This is just an example, mind you, okay? I am just showing you an example of what this can be like. Trust me, this is a wonderful example, but it is not like a give all, tell all, okay? We're going to Paris on this one. July 20th through the 27th. 1 room, 2 adults. Okay? This search engine is pretty much exactly like what you're going to find on Expedia Tap. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how much money you can make. Well, they took out my good ones. It's still good, though. The Hotel Paris Lafayette. Okay? You guys see the crossed out price here. $9,650. Okay? That is what they would pay with the other guys. Now, it is not listed right here anywhere because it's sold out everywhere else. But we can get it for our clients with taxes included for $1,014. Can't see my screen? Mary Ellen, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Rosalind, check and make sure, depending on if you're on a On a phone, if you're on a phone, minimize the window, minimize the main window with my picture on it. Yeah, make sure you're on the screen tab. Okay. So 96.50.
Mark, can I jump in? May I jump in a second?
Yes, Tom.
Okay, there's no compare price because this is not available anywhere else except through Evo Plus. Is that correct?
Bingo.
Okay.
Exactly right. So you can tell your clients that we are the only ones who have this available other than on the hotel's website. And we can get it for you at an 89% discount than what the hotel's website has it at. Okay, so it's a savings of $8,635. But you're not going to tell your client what that savings is. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to calculate the savings. Now, got my handy dandy calculator up here. Founder David McCovey always suggests that you should split the difference by 50%. As you can see, it's 86.35. Divide that by 2, $4,317.50. I would just go with, then I'd just go with 43.18. So this is how much you would mark it up for your client. But you're going to make 2 charges to your client's credit card. Okay. The first one would be for $1,014 or $1,013 and whatever change. So we're just going to say $1,014. And then the second one would be $43.18. What you're going to tell your client that the second charge is for is that is a wholesale fee that you have to pay to your supplier in order to get this great rate for them. Your client doesn't have to know it's going into your pocket, guys. But you've just made over $4,300 right there in 10 minutes.
Okay, Mark, do that again. $1,014 is the first charge on their card, and
yep, and that will come up as Evo Plus on their statement. Their the second charge, and this is where Stripe and Square come in handy, and PayPal Business, because I would not be asking your client to Venmo or Cash App you $4,318. Absolutely not. You want a paper trail for this.
Yeah, the second charge is the 4,300 and change.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
And that is going to come in your company's name. So make sure you set up those accounts within your business's name.
Yep, already done.
Yep,
Thanks.
like my Stripe is set up with my EIN. My PayPal Business will be reset up with my EIN and everything. But guys, it took me how long to find that hotel? 5 minutes, right? Less than. And I would have just made $4,300+ right there. Yeah, no problem, Ms. Nelson.
Wait, so where'd you get the 4,300? I'm sorry, I'm lost.
Okay, so you see the total savings right here of $86.35 divided that by 2.
Oh, okay.
So you can do that, or you could take 20%, 30% off of it, and still save your client a ton of money.
Okay.
That's what Founder suggests. Okay, is that you split it by 50%. I'm going to give you guys another example here, Turkish Riviera.
Sorry, but that green number, where does it come from?
Which one? This,
The 8, that one.
the 8635? Because
Yes.
the normal price for a room for 7 days here would be $96.50. And that would be at the Hotel Paris Lafayette on their website, because there's no other place to compare it.
It's on the website. Okay.
Right. That's coming off of their public website.
Okay.
And
So
Evo
the
Plus-
client can check it.
Yeah, and Evo Plus pulls these numbers every minute.
Wow.
And then our price, our wholesale price, is $1,014 with taxes included. Guys, taxes included. This site is great for Vegas. Yes, Mary Ellen said it's not great for the US, but sometimes you can find some amazing prices in Vegas.
What about the Mexican all-inclusive?
There are very few all-inclusives that I have found. You can definitely take a look, and we'll go in and look at them here in just a minute. But I want to show you guys something else. Turkish Riviera is usually really good for this. Oh, and if you guys have clients that are balking at the price of Disney resorts through Disney travel agents, Mary Ellen, I don't know if you knew this. You can actually find some Disney resorts on Evo Plus.
Mark, do
Yes.
you use this for yourself, or do you use something where you can make commission?
Depends on what I'm doing,
Okay.
honestly. It depends on what I'm doing. Like, I mean, for my trip to convention, I mean, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I had 2 free nights at an Outrigger property, so I'm staying at the Outrigger Reef Waikiki Beach, and then I've got 2 free nights there. I'll be staying at the Hilton Waikiki Village, which is where convention's being held for, what am I doing? Sunday to Saturday, 6 days, 5 nights, and then I'm moving to Aulani. So, okay, so let's take a look at this one, guys. The Wasa Hotel in Alanya, Turkish Riviera, in Alanya, Turkey. Look at the prices. Or the Astoria Life Hotel. Normally, $59,932. We get it for 8 days, 7 nights, $562. I'm not kidding you. Look at this compare price, Mary Ellen. That is comparing it to both Expedia and Hotels.com. So, if you were to do the math on this and pull the Founder way, you could easily make almost 30K. And your client would still have almost 30K for flights, transfers, activities right there in Turkey. And that's a great way to sell it, guys.
I still feel like there's a catch.
No catch. I have booked dozens of guests. There are no timeshare presentations, no catches whatsoever. You want me to check it? Absolutely, I will. There you go. And this just happens to be on sale.
Would
So,
you,
but right
Right.
here, 44,687. So, I mean, it's a little off right now, but you can still see 44,687. And I'll pull up the calculator again. 44,687 minus, what was our price? 562. There's 562. We're still saving the client $44,125.
so I'm assuming you would use that price and not the one that is showing on
No, 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 no. I never tell my client what site I'm comparing it to. Never, 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 never. Because it's always going to tell us the highest priced rooms. So let me see. Let's see what it's saying on hotel. I bet you it's 59,932 on hotels. Nope. And the reason why is because hotels.com, booking.com, priceline.com, Trivago, they're all owned by Expedia. But I guarantee you, when I click on check availability, that's going to be the bare bottom price. And I can, yeah, and see there, we are advertising the business triple room. And ours is ours can be made refundable as well. This cannot. They're always, Evo Plus is always going to show the highest price. So you see where they're getting it, the 59,932. No, Florencia, cruises are not in Evo Plus. This is hotels and resorts only. Yeah, we will never. Yes, Joshua. So it would be 29,685 charged to your business, and then 562 to Evo Plus, and done. I will show you. So all you do is click on book. It's already selected as refundable. So this is even better.
Mark,
Everybody, Mr. Harvey Wall, Pokey Wall. Yes, Harvey must have been having a pokey lunch. Harvey, I took your advice and went to Turkish Riviera, buddy.
oh, nice. Right. I did when I did the NAO. When I did the NAO on Wednesday, I did it. It was 93% off.
99 on this one.
Yeah.
So Harvey is one of my best friends, one of our top bookers, and an all-around great guy, even though he is a Duke fan from North Carolina, because I'm a Virginia fan and originally from Charlottesville, Virginia. So, but you guys can see this is going to be refundable. So the client, if the client has to cancel, I believe the cancellation policy is 72 or 96 hours in advance. They would get the $561.94 back. And they can make it all inclusive for a measly $187.97 for the entire stay. So it brings it up to just under $750 for that 8 days, 7 nights, guys. Or 9 days, 8 nights, excuse me. That's it. And that's just a standard room. If your client wants something more, a family room, it just goes up a little bit. They want a balcony, goes up to 1,014. And that makes it all inclusive. So
What is it?
and I mean, again, right here, you can take this starting price at $59,932.44, knock off that 1014, and then do the math. Do the 50% or do the 20% or whatever you want to do and make that instant commission. So guys, as you can see, there are a lot of ways to make instant commission. And just on a side note, like I was saying earlier, Evo Plus is the way, is a good way to gain those clients too. If it's a first time, yeah, no problem, Tom. If you have any questions, just hit me up in the chat, buddy. But Evo Plus, well, Dominica, it's your commission could be protected depending on the insurance plan. So it depends on what type of insurance plan it is. And again, that's where the instant commission really helps. Okay. So there are some ways that your clients can finance trips. That's a whole nother training. It is called FlexPay by Uplift. But that's a whole nother training, and it's only applies to certain cruise lines. However, if you book it in VAX, like for an all-inclusive, many times you will be able to make payments if it's far enough out. You'll just pay a deposit, and then you can make payments up until the final payment date, which is usually 45 days prior to the trip, with no interest. Same thing with Disney. Disney vacations are $200 down, and payment, Harvey, what is it? 30 days for land, 90 for cruise, I think. I think that's what it is. I know it's a $200 deposit down for land, and I believe they changed it. Mary Ellen, do you remember? Didn't they change it to 100 for cruise, or is it down to 200 instead of 10%? I know they changed it from 10%. I just can't remember. Disney changed something on their cruises. I know it's less than what it was. Yeah, I think you're right. 250. Yep, 250 for a cruise, 200 for land. And cruises, you either have 90 or 120 days to until final payment is due. No, I think it's 250 flat. Yeah, I think it's 250 flat. I don't think it's per person anymore. We'll have to check on that. But DisneyTravelAgents.com will tell you all of that as well when you're making the reservation. So, but guys, that's instant commission. And then we talked about traditional commission. So seriously, you can make some serious money. I know an agent who made $65,000, $70,000 in just flight fees. Just flight service fees. Her first year on just instant commissions. So, I mean, it was nuts. Now, remember this though, your instant commissions do not count towards your IATAN card. Okay, which you need to have $5,000 in a rolling 12-month period in paid out traditional commissions through Archer. Okay. But if you're more worried about getting that instant money, the ways I've just shown you is a great way to do it. You can do this. You can do the same thing with, yeah, no problem, Florencia. You could do the same thing with Profit Agility too, which is another website that's a wholesale website similar to Evo Plus. I believe you can register through that through a supplier request form now as well. But they do resorts. So, and their deals are pretty rock bottom as well. They're somewhat of a wholesale site, but they also pay us regular commission, traditional commission as well on top of. So, Profit Agility, no. Profit Agility has never been 6 months that I'm aware of, unless something changed. Called Profit Agility. Mary Ellen just put it in. Yeah, I'll have to look into that, Mary Ellen. Amy, I will take a look into that and I'll let you know in our chat. So, does anybody have any other questions about traditional commissions, instant commissions, anything that I talked about today before we wrap it up?
Traditional commission. Could you go over that really quickly?
Yeah. So again, traditional commissions are just paid out by our supplier.
Okay.
So they're not directly paid to you. Those are all subject to the 80-20 split with Archer.
Okay.
Yeah, Profit Agility is going to be for resorts. Amy, some of them are all inclusive, and I'll have to take a look at the registration timeline on that, and I'll get back to you on that here in just a little bit. But are there any other questions about anything I talked about with instant or traditional commissions today? Yeah, it is a supplier request form now, Mary Ellen. I do know that.
What does that mean?
Tiffany, it was that form that you filled out when you signed up for Vax and Princess and Norwegian Cruise Line. So that's what that is. All right, everyone. Well, if there are no other questions for me about commissions, thank you all very much for being here. Hang on. If you have any other questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. But for right now, thank you guys very much for being here. If you catch the recording, please feel free to catch up with me. If you know how to get a hold of me, I will put my contact information into the description of the video. Thank you all very much for being here. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day today. And many, many bookings ahead to you guys in the future. Bye for now.